Hey guys, it's Meg. I am back this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard blog for the week, so if you guys are interested in seeing more from me, let's go ahead and tuck in, get a comforting beverage, and I will have some messages for you from the cards. Before I get into it, I have a couple of quick announcements for you. In terms of my activity, to start off with, I'm going to be traveling for the next couple of days, so I might not be as active as I normally am here. I'm hoping to have everything updated, but the thing is, I'm going out of town to visit a couple of friends, so I don't know if I'm going to have my standard content posted as I usually do. I will do my best. Just stay with me on that. Let's start there. Getting into the typical stuff I usually say here. If you guys like what you see in the video, please go ahead and consider hitting the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons so you can stay in the loop for when I post new work. I have also included links to my social media and my website, my blog. If you guys want to see more from me outside of YouTube, you totally can. I'm also taking commissions at this time. I have 5 slots open, so if you guys are interested in getting a private reading with me, you totally can. But, you know, it is an option. It's not an obligation, so don't worry if you're not able to do anything for it right now. So we have a fair number of decks to use. I have been very disorganized in terms of my content lately, so I just pulled a bunch of decks off of my shelf. We're going to go through them as they come up. But if you guys have never seen a reading with me before, I usually like to pull cards out of the middle deck, or the middle portion of the deck, and then I will read the bottom card and the top card as the clarifying energy and the hidden energy and clarifying energy is what I meant to say. So yeah, let's see. Whoops. Okay. Let's see what messages the cards have for you this week. So the first card we have from the middle, we have the 4 of Swords. So here there's a call to take a rest. We're starting right off with the call to put down our load and take it easy for a little bit, right? We're going to be okay. We're in a safe place to really we do need to take it easy. So there's our first card out of the middle. Let's see what other messages we have. Also, my shirt. My dad is an absolute genius and he found this for me, so thank you to my dad for this. Second card from the middle, we have the Page of Rods, or the Page of Wands here. This is someone who is passionate, who is very much about moving on their inspirations and their what gets them out of bed in the morning, what gives them the fire to pursue their projects, right? In this regard, they have a lot of lessons that they're learning to apply in terms of how to safely channel their passions. Maybe they've had a lot of I guess nerves is the word I'm looking for here, but there's a lot of there's been a lot on their plate so far, and they're being called to take a rest because while they really want to move forward and move ahead, there's some things that they're in need of internalizing, I guess is the best way I can put that right now. let's see, we're only 2 cards into the reading, so let's see what comes up after that. But this is the Page of Rods, or the Page of Wands. Next card, okay, we have the Five of Cups. So there's been some disappointments, there's been some disappointments, and there's definitely been some failures in this space, and it's caused some sadness, some disappointment. This person, maybe this is you, maybe this is someone you know, but you're hanging your head. You're like, oh shoot, well, this didn't work. Wow, I'm really bummed out about this, right? This is where, you're feeling really heart sore about this, because there's some things maybe you missed some things about this, and now you're being called to take a step back and reflect. Because while you've lost some things in this situation, right? It's not completely over, okay? Yes, I did say that, right? This is the Five of Cups, Five of Elixirs. You still have things to move on from. You still have things to move on with, okay? And you're not totally over, okay? So, yeah, take a break, do some reflecting. You still have a chance to pick up and move forward, okay? So there is the Five of Cups. Let me shuffle again and see what comes up. I'm going to put that one there. Okay. Okay. So I had a card pop off the deck. I'm going to treat this as the hidden energy. Okay. Okay, we have the Five of Rods in reverse. So this is the Five of Wands. Typically, I would interpret this card right side up as that there's some conflict, some drama, maybe some personalities that are clashing, and you're not quite sure what to do with it. In this case, because it's coming out reversed, I'm going to say that there is... The conflict is loosening up a little bit, and things are loosening up. I don't know how else to put that. There's a chance to step back from the situation and look objectively at what's going on, because you've had a lot. You've been through the ringer. I think it's safe to say you've been through the ringer, because you're being asked to rest. We have the Four of Swords coming out, and you're being asked to reflect and apply these lessons learned on, maybe your part in triggering the emotion of this situation. But also taking the time to reflect on where you can pick up, where you can rebuild, because this drama, this conflict is, it is going away. It's going away. Maybe it's going a little slower than you'd like it to, but please be patient. Yeah, just please be patient. This isn't going to last forever. So we have the Five of Rods in reverse, or the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay. Now, the next card are clarifying energy. We have the Seven of Swords. There's been some deceptions in this space. There's been some motivations that haven't been intentional and pure in the space. And maybe this is on your part. Maybe this is on somebody else's part. Ultimately, I think it's a smart idea, like I've been saying, it's a smart idea to take a step back, and give, maybe it's literally giving your heart a break, but it's also giving yourself the chance to look at your part in the situation as well as other people's part in your situation as well. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, there's the Seven of Blades, Seven of Swords in this case. I forgot to mention, we're going to start, I've been using the Antique Anatomy Tarot by Claire Goodchild as our beginning deck. So there is that. I will show the box instead of the cards so you have a good idea of which ones I'm using. So yeah, hang in there with me. So we are going to continue the story of the first part of this reading. We ended with the Seven of Blades. So I'm going to move into the Star Spinner Tarot by Trung Nguyen. And we are going to see how we can continue the story of the first part of the reading. So let's see what messages we have for you today. Also, this reading is for you guys. I hope this resonates. I appreciate your friendship, and I'm very grateful for you being here. So thank you so much. Okay, let's see what we have in store for you guys coming up next. So the next card, we have the Lovers. Okay. Here, there is a choice of head and heart. Now you might be thinking, well, Meg, doesn't the Lovers mean like romance and sex and passion and all of this? It can. But I think because this is very much an immediate kind of spark, there's a decision here that may be conflicting your head and heart a little bit. What I mean there is that there's a choice in front of you, and you're trying to be logical about it. You're trying to use your brain, but your heart's saying, well, no, this is something you've always wanted. This is something you're not going to have again. This is something you really want. There's another person in your space that's like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to get another person like you coming into my space again. What is my heart telling me? What is my head telling me? They're not getting together. Okay. Ultimately, the choice that I see here is, do I take the risk? Do I move forward with what I'm feeling? Always happens. It happens in the lives. For those of you that don't know, I do live streams as well. So,
wireless caller.
Nope, I'm not picking that up. Anyway.
Call from wireless caller.
Okay. Anyway, Lovers. I'm sorry, guys. That usually happens. I should be used to that by now, but I'm not. Anyway, choice. You have it. Let's see how we can help you make this. Okay. So the next card, we have the Queen of Swords. I'm telling you, I always get this card out of this deck. There's a number of cards that I get out of this deck. But I think the reason she's coming up now, and I feel comfortable about this, is that there's a desire for protection. The Queen of Swords, you know, this energy, this person, if this is a person in your life, is very smart and very observant, and they have a good brain in their head, right? They have a good brain in their skull. But they've been through some things. And the fact that they're now in a space where, yes, they're still caring, they're still loving, but they are fierce. And they will protect what they have, and they will protect you at any cost. So, you know, yes, you have this decision to make. Yeah, you have this decision to make, especially where we are being asked to check these motivations, okay? And this is where maybe your powers of discernment or your powers of observation are going to help you out here, okay? be smart, be observant. Don't be afraid to take a risk if that's what needs to happen for you, but be careful too. Okay, so there is the Queen of Swords. I'm going to shuffle again and see what other cards come out of this. I am genuinely fascinated by the fact that I keep getting these cards. So, okay, yeah, we also have the Ten of Wands. So this card is definitely about burdens and taking a lot of responsibility, okay? Because the wands, the wands are very much about growth and fire and passion and seeing things come to fruition. And that's very good, okay? But there's a lot of responsibility in the fact that you are having to really get deep and assess, okay, I've started this project, I'm doing this thing, I have a lot on my shoulders. It's a heavy weight that I don't know if I was necessarily ready to carry. Okay. And I like that this is coming up again because we have the Four of Swords right out the gate with the antique anatomy. Okay. I don't know if you can see this character, but they're sitting back and they're taking a break. Okay. They've come through a lot. And the desire is to put the burden down, to set aside the responsibility for just a little bit. You've worked so hard to grow whatever this is, whatever this looks like. You've worked so immensely hard to make this grow. Take a break. Take some time to reflect. Look at the people around you. Look at yourself. What are you about? What are these other people about? Also, if you're looking outside of yourself, make sure that you're treating your situation objectively. Maybe you're missing some information that you might need. Okay. In the meantime, though, you've had a lot of weight, a lot of burden on your shoulders, and it's a burden of responsibility for this situation. So, yeah, take a break. This is here. Give yourself a chance to rest. Okay. Yeah, Ten of Wands. Let's move on and see our hidden energy and our clarifying energy for this part of the reading. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups, Eight of Chalices. Again, disappointment. But here we're being called to let go and move on. Let go and move on. It's time. There's been some disappointments in the space right now, and it hasn't been fun to deal with, because you certainly worked hard, and there's been a situation that you've been like, yes, this is it, this is what I'm doing, yeah, let's go. But maybe there's a burden of disappointment that, like, I've really worked hard and it fell apart. I am hurting because of it. I am in pain because of it. Now it's time to acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the hurt. Yes, this did not work, okay? But there's something new coming. There's something on the horizon that's really, really important for me to go towards, okay? And I can't deny myself this right to move ahead. There's also an opportunity here to, I would say, improve your personhood in this as well. because you might have all of these pretty shiny, beautiful things. And again, you have this choice of, you know, do I go for what is my head over heart is what I'm trying to say. What is that situation saying to me now? Maybe it just doesn't jive correctly, or something in that situation isn't clicking, and it, you know, it will never click. And that's where it becomes the choice of whether to stay in your comfort zone or go. Okay, I hope that's making sense. But in this, ultimately, there's a call to let go. So, yeah, there is the Eight of Cups. So our hidden energy, our clarifying energy is the High Priestess. So we're not going to come to that situation without stepping back and taking a moment to self-reflect. Okay, there's certainly a chance to pick up some new wisdom, to some new knowledge, and we can't do that without, again, resting, taking a step back. We've had a lot on our shoulders, and maybe we're just doing the most. We're trying to do the most, and it's just not working. Okay? What wisdom are we gaining from these disappointments? Okay. Let's leave that there. Let's go into the next deck and clarify these lessons. What are we learning here? This was the Star Spinner Tarot. So we're going to move into the Cosmic Tarot by Norbert Loesche. And let's see what we have in store for you at this time. Yet again, this whole message is here. I haven't used this deck in a while, so I'm kind of excited to get back to it. But in terms of the usual, first card we have the King of Swords. Okay, so again we have someone who is very smart, who is very much about being in control of their mind, their mental pursuits. I think these are working together as best as they can, because they're doing a lot of reflecting and a lot of sitting back and looking at the situation. You know, maybe they're very much in their own head, and I think it stands to reason, again, because we have both the High Priestess, which is about introspection and self-reflection, but we also have the King of Swords here, who's very much about authority and maybe being able to, they're in their head. They have a lot of thoughts. They're in their head, and especially in the situation where they're being asked to pull back, maybe that's what they've done, but they're now in a place where they're trying to, maybe they're overthinking, and they're, you know, I'm going to interpret this as that kind of a bird of prey here. They're trying to look too far. They can see things that might be coming. The thought that I'm getting here is that maybe they're overthinking a little too much, right? Because we have two very reflective individuals here. These are both, I would say, these are both about mental pursuits. Again, I'm kind of at the point in saying that you are maybe overthinking your situation a little too much, and it's time to let go. Time to let go. But let's see what else we have in store. So here's the King of Swords. Next card, we have the Death card coming out. So this is a change energy from one form to another. This is something, you know, something that's had to happen for a while, okay? And it's nerve-wracking. Things are changing. This isn't comfortable. But even though, even though things are changing, even though the energy around us is changing, it's still going to serve for our highest good, because we're being asked to let go of old energies, let go of the stuff that we've been holding on to too long. Time to let it go. Just not. It's fine. Maybe it's not fine. Maybe it's causing a lot of triggers and a lot of pain in your space, and I'm really sorry to see it. But you can't, it's going to sound harsh, but you can't stop the energy from changing, okay? It's going to happen to you whether you're ready for it or not. But because you're being asked to reflect on this situation, I think ultimately what this is asking you to do is to prepare for this change. Excuse me. Yeah, it's asking you to change for it's asking you to prepare for this change. So there's the card for death. Okay. Yeah, next card we have the Queen of Cups. You're not alone. I'm going to interpret this as you're not alone. You have someone who is on your side, who understands the emotion that's being triggered right now. And especially when this change happens, yeah, you have someone who will nurture a safe space for you to process those emotions. Okay, again, you're not alone. You have a figure who is very maternal and very loving. Okay, so there is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so let me shuffle the deck again, and let's see our hidden energy and our clarifying energy. All right, so all right, our hidden energy is the Nine of Cups. So we're looking for a sense of well-being, a sense of peace, a sense of stability. We're working towards having a safe space. Let me put it to you that way. We're almost there. And again, we have someone who is helping us along the way to understand the process, because at this time things are changing, and we've had a lot of burden in terms of preparing for that change. Okay, ultimately we're just looking for a safe space to just be with that energy, because none of that is easy. Okay, so we're looking for a sense of well-being, in terms of this being our hidden energy. Our clarifying energy is the Star. Okay, there's maybe there's a sense of darkness and a sense of, okay, let me try that again. There is a sense of darkness and a sense of discomfort. We're not seeing the path forward. We're definitely not sure what path to take next. But I don't think we're looking, we're not looking ahead as far as we need to. Because remember what I said about the King of Swords, there's this bird of prey here. I said individually this person is able to see a couple of steps ahead of the situation, but what I said about this terms of preparation, maybe they're not totally comfortable. In this case, we're not looking up, we're not seeing that we have a light in the dark. And it might not be the brightest, okay, but it's there. You know, if we just keep our eye, the phrase eyes on the prize, keep your eye on that, we'll be able to achieve the safe space so we can safely process this energy change, right? And we're not doing it alone. Okay, so there's the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups, we had the Nine of Cups come out, and now we have the Star as our clarifying energy. Okay. So basically, to recap, we are being asked to take a break. There's been a lot of change, a lot of burden. We've had a lot of choices on our plate. And we're being asked to really assess where we are and how we can move ourselves forward. But I'm going to move on to the Herbal Tarot. This is by Michael Tierra and Candace Canton. So we're going to continue the story of the Star. And let's see what else we need to know about this situation. So, one more shuffle. Let's see what we can do here. So one card, we have the Medicine Wheel. I'm going to take this as the Wheel of Fortune. This one in particular is interpreted a little bit differently. I have a couple of decks that aren't totally interpreted the same way as the Rider-Waite. In any case, I'm going to take this one as the Wheel of Fortune. And this is about about everything being in its own time. Everything's on a cycle. We're not getting out of that cycle until our energy changes, right? We have the Death card coming out. Yeah, we're not off that cycle. Everything's going to come when it's its time to. And yeah, the thing we need to understand about this one, though, is that everything, you know, what is at the top will come to the bottom, and what is on the bottom will come to the top. So if you're feeling low and uncomfortable right now, I'm so sorry to see that. It will, you know, hopefully it bounces back up for you. I'm hoping that is the case, but please don't hesitate to ask for help if you need it, if you can. Please know that you're not alone. Okay. So, yeah, here is the Medicine Wheel. Medicine Wheel. Okay. Again, next card, we have the Four of Swords. Give yourself a rest. Take a break. If, you know, you don't have to have your weapons up all the time. Yeah, take a break. Take a break. You're safe. Okay. Okay, next card. I think we've gotten this before, but here's the Page of Wands again. Again, we have someone learning to process their emotions in terms of their passions and their inspirations and what's getting them out of bed this morning. Okay. Again, I think there's an energy that needs to be given a little bit of a rest here. Okay. So there is the Page of Wands. Okay. Let's get into our hidden energy and our clarifying energy, and let's see how we can move on from the Page of Wands. We have the Fool. Yeah, there's something new starting here. We're on a new journey. We're taking the first steps into the unknown. Again, this is comfortable, but remember, we have the Star, we have the light and the dark. We definitely have a light in the dark, but we're not alone, because remember, we have the Queen of Cups. There's certainly someone nurturing our emotions, and you know, that's in our space right now. But there's someone coming along on our journey. There's no animal counterpart here, but what you need to be aware of is that, especially if you're starting this new journey, kind of watch where you're going, because you might walk yourself off a cliff. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to completely fall and you know, mess everything up. There will be someone to catch you. Okay. Again, you are not alone. So there is the Fool as our hidden energy. We have the Nine of Cups again. Our clarifying energy is that we're back to the Nine of Cups. We're looking for a sense of well-being and a sense of peace. So yeah, there is the Nine of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right. So finally, we're going to move on into the Hanson-Roberts Tarot. Obviously, this is by Mary Hanson-Roberts. Let's try that again. We're going to round out the message of the cards today using this deck. Before I get into the cards, and actually while I'm shuffling them, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of you for being here. I love you guys. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know and get in touch if you need to. Okay? So, the first card out of the Hanson-Roberts deck is the Hierophant. Okay, so yeah, we're not alone. It's easy to say. We have a confidant, we have a confessor. Again, we have the Queen of Wands coming out. So this transition isn't going to be as scary or as uncomfortable as you might be expecting it to be. But it's definitely weird, you know, this situation, but you're not alone. Can't emphasize that enough. You are not alone. Okay? So, the next card, we have the Three of Cups. So, you know, really, we're fighting it. Okay, so, thank you, Dad. My dad's home right now. So in this case, we have some celebrating to do, because you've worked a lot. You've done a lot of work. Remember, I said time to take a break. Do some self-reflecting. Remember that you have someone at your back, right? You've done the hard work. Okay, and now it's time to raise a glass, raise a toast to yourself. Don't, you know, that's not to say don't be conceited, but you've earned the right to kick up your feet a little bit, because this, you know, the situation's been tough. Okay, yeah, don't be afraid to kick up your feet a little bit. So here is the Three of Cups. You also have the Four of Cups. So, you know, while we're celebrating and looking at what we've done, maybe there's a chance to look at what we have on our plates for the future, and maybe these things aren't necessarily what we want right now. It's time to look at what's kind of dissatisfying you about the situation coming, if you can do some reflecting on that. But ultimately, you know what's good for you, and you know what's coming. So take a step to look at that and what you want out of your situation. So there's the Four of Cups. Okay. we shuffle and get the final hidden energy and the clarifying energy, and then we're gonna call it for this reading. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon. Okay. Our hidden energy, we have the Seven of Rods. So there may be some new conflict coming in. I don't like it. No. No. But we're standing in defense of where we are. We've earned the right to be where we are right now. And it's okay if you can step back from the situation. Please do so. If you have to take a minute to fight for what you are looking for, here we are. Here we are. So there is the Seven of Rods, Seven of Wands in this case. And we're back to transition because we have the Six of Swords coming up again. So again, we're in a lot of change and a lot of conflict, and yes, it's causing a personal battle, but we're not alone we're not alone in facing it, and we're certainly not alone in standing in defense of who we are. Okay. I hope that makes sense, and I hope this reading helped, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys very soon with a new reading, but in the meantime, don't hesitate to get in touch if you have any questions, and if you want a private reading with me, I'm totally down to help where I can. So I'll see you very soon, guys. I love you lots, and stay safe. Mwah. Bye, everybody.